Okay. Hopefully, I am super live. Let me see. 1 second. This is my very first live stream. My very first live stream of this channel. My very first live stream of the year, which is really interesting. Um, let's see here. Let's put this in here. I gotta set up my camera. Okay, allow. Testing. Pop out dashboard. Okay. I'm just going to get started and say to all of you a Merry Christmas Eve. I actually wanted to come on here because I felt like I have not really engaged with you on this channel. I produce a lot of content throughout the years and I just have not been on a live stream. So I wanted to just stop in and say hello, see how you guys are doing. Are most of you looking for a new beginning, new places? Are you done wrapping presents? I'm not done. I'm doing the last one right now, and I have a couple more that I will be distributing tomorrow to my family, and I have one more that I've been working on for the past maybe couple of days, and this is going to be a nice little scarf. So this is one of several different things that I've been working on throughout the year. So I really don't have guidelines for this particular stream tonight, other than I just wanted to say hello and see how everyone is doing. How is New York treating you? I know we've gone through a lot this year in the political world as well as in general in New York City. There's a lot going on. So hopefully you guys are being safe out there. I know today, as I was doing my last minute shopping, this guy I don't know came out of nowhere and was like, I got a knife on me. I was so startled. I kid you not, it just happened to me about an hour ago because I went to Dwayne Reed to pick up last minute Christmas card. It was insane. But, you know, safety first. Safety first. These are the times that we kind of live in. And as I reflect back on this year, I will give you guys some of the highlights of this channel. So many of you tend to watch my reviews on how to pay rent using the app, and I'm hoping, based on a comment section, a lot of you have been using the app, whether it's the Flex or Deferred app. Hopefully, the Flex app, the Flex one, I know for a fact because I've used them in the past and I've also worked with them in the past, that they're a very good brand. Then we have the next viewed video, which was Housing Connect. There were a lot of you who were looking for apartments throughout this year and using the lottery system. And I tried my best to put out the videos for any housing lottery that I thought that you guys would be benefit from. And many of you responded. You responded by making comments on the videos, and I read them and I respond to you. Some of you had general questions, which is great. So I'm really glad that some of you actually applied to the Housing Connect and won apartments. Shout out to you guys. I would love for you to tag me on social media when you do your housing tours and, let me know how it's been going, how the process was. Was it smooth? Was it like, you know, pulling your hair type of thing? How was it for you? Next, I want to talk a little bit more about things to come in, things to look forward to in the future. Well, like I talked about in the Thanksgiving video, that the direction of this channel is we're just going to stick with anything housing related. Anything that's, yeah, anything that's housing related. I'm going to stick with that. And if you have general questions around it, so be it. The real estate industry is changing. And I, in my own personal life, have been trying my best to keep up with those industry changes with the NAR settlement, the broker fee adjustments and settlement, I should say. There's tons of information that I've just been consuming online. And next year is going to be the year that things are going to change. For many of us agents, things are going to look the same. And for a lot of us, things are going to look very differently. I know for a fact that because I have been in this space for so long, 9 years going on, next year will be a decade since I've been in real estate. I've been challenged more often this year than I've ever been challenged before. I thought during COVID that the real estate industry would have slowed down tremendously and I would not have deals done or I wouldn't help people get apartments. It actually turned out in the reverse. Since the pandemic, things have slowed down for me considerably, and I want to believe that when you're a person that stop growing or you stop challenging yourself, that's when things stop happening for you. And as a result, I would say 2 years ago, when I made the switch to just take a step back from real estate and work full time in a completely different arena, things started to change dramatically in terms of the business. And I just focused more on the day to day job, which is, you know, that happens every time someone makes a major change in their lives. This is what happens, right? Yes. So as a result, I've noticed that because I've been so immersed into my 9 to 5, and I will definitely say I've been committed this year to this channel, and to be honest, that's the only sort of connection that I've really had with real estate, because I felt each time that I had to put out content for you guys, I had to research, I had to look it up, especially if I'm doing housing tours or I'm doing something related to uh, maybe illegal immigration or migrant crisis or policy. I definitely had to look it up and make sure that I'm giving you guys accurate information. So that required a lot more from me, which is good because it kept me accountable. And yes, the trolls came in and they were challenging me on certain things. They were like, "Well, I don't think this, I don't think that." And I had a response because I did the research. But outside of that, actually doing the business, I think peak this year happened during the summertime when I was working with my friend in Florida. Outside of that, no, I business has been dramatically slow for me, with the exception of a few people who have reached out to me on Instagram or Facebook, and I appreciate that. But next year, I'm willing to say this out loud in this Merry Christmas stream, is that I want to connect more with you guys. And not just saying that, I'm not just saying that in word, and I'm not just saying that, but I really do want to connect more with you guys. And I do appreciate that the ones who are sticking by me and really believe that this, not only the channel can grow, but just believe in the fact that um I'm pretty authentic. At least I try to come across as a genuine person. Like, I really do want to help people find a good home, live a certain lifestyle, and be the best that they can be for themselves and the people around them. I truly do believe in that goal. And I want that for you. I want that for you, each and every one of you. But I think for my own self, sometimes, you get in your own way, and you have to just put aside the self-doubt and the second guessing and just do it. I just finished this book, and I wanted to make a live stream specifically on this because I think reading is such a powerful thing to do. It's really life changing, if I say so myself. This book, John Maxwell's, let me see, John Maxwell's How Successful People Grow. I read this book in a few days, as well as The Terminal List. The Terminal List is a really great military book. If you ever seen the Netflix documentary on it, that's also great. But John Maxwell's book about how successful people grow, it helps you to kind of put aside, helps you to really analyze how you think, because everybody always says, "Oh, it's your mindset. It's it's this, it's that." But he really puts a name to it, and I admire the fact he's goated when it comes to personal development. It's all about how you grow. Don't think about, "Oh, well, I can't do it." It's, how can I do it? How can I do it? "Oh, I'm not good enough." No, 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 no. I am good enough and I can achieve X, Y, and Z. How can I do that? You put, or you implement steps in place so that you can achieve those goals. You don't limit your thinking and limit yourself. And also being a service to others. That's important. Have your, "I'm doing this because of this person or that person," but balance between the two. You have to balance your own personal goals and your own personal dreams, as well as taking care of the people around you who've helped you and nurtured you to be where you are right now. And that's something that I've always done. I've always put the people who are closest to me first, but sometimes I fall into the habit of not putting myself first. I put them too much on a pedestal and I don't put myself first. So that's something that I've learned in this book that I will be implementing in my upcoming year for 25. This Christmas, um shout out to my family who's here. I appreciate, staying with them. They're allowing me to stay with them for this year since I moved out of my place. I think because the thought process, I will say the thought process was for me to just take a step back, because I never really talked about the reasons why I left the apartment, because I think some of them actually do view my videos, but not to out anybody or make them feel any type of ways. I take my full responsibility in living there and being a part of the problem, because let's face it, I think because I kept to myself. I had guests come over every now and then, with the exception of last year around this time, I had my cousin and her boyfriend and her friend come over, and they pretty much took over the apartment for 3 days. Cooking, they were just out and about like it was just very open season. And the people who I lived with did not take very kindly to that. As a matter of fact, subsequently after that incident, or I wouldn't say incident, but after my cousin and her friends were at the apartment, they started treating me, my roommates then started treating me very differently. So I kind of took a step back. I mean, they never addressed it to me that it was a big issue, but you can tell. And so I started to see little things. They were starting to do little things around the kitchen and bath, and to the point where I'm like, okay, I need to buy a mini fridge for myself because I don't know if these people are doing certain things to my food. I don't trust it. And in the, you know, bathroom area, it's has a certain odor, and I always try to clean before and after because it had a certain odor that I've smelled before that is just un very unpleasant. I just started to notice these things. And so as soon as I gave the like, look, I had enough, and I told my landlady that I had to go. She was like, "Well, I'm sorry that you had to go." She was, to be honest, I I think she was just not trying to be involved in the drama because there was so much drama. I'm not kidding. There was so much drama ahead of like me leaving. Um the girl who lived there before, she was just like so much, apparently according to the landlady and the guy I was living with, that the girl who lived there, she was just a lot of drama and like making noise complaints about the people upstairs because the kids are very loud, they make a lot of noise. It was just a lot of drama with that particular apartment, just to be brutally honest with you. Like whether it's me, whether it's somebody else, it's just a lot of drama. And then the police came one night, 4 a.m., looking for a previous tenant, the guy who I took over his room. And so they were still, I guess there's still a warrant out for his arrest. It's it's just not, it just wasn't safe. So I felt like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave it like that. I'm gonna just leave it just like that. But so be it. So that's what happened with my apartment there on Ocean Boulevard. And it was really nice to have a huge space, and I could film and, any time of day and stuff like that, with the exception of the street noise. It's New York. And I was just like walking distance from my mom's place. That was really nice. So as I reflect on that, I do miss the space that I had. Now I'm just like a crouch in a little corner just for a moment in time, just so that I had enough time for me to reset. The beginning of the year, things are going to look a lot different. A lot different for myself, a lot different for this channel. I've said that at the top of last year, but definitely this year. I have been doing some things in the background that I don't want to say out loud just yet because it is still in the works. And yes, you will be seeing a lot of it Jan 1 and going forward. You'll be seeing a lot of me on live streams going forward, answering your most requested questions. You'll see a lot more content and all of that good stuff, and the get to know me's and the kind of things. And I'll mix it up every now and then, and we'll do a little thing. Um, and when I get my new place early next year, possibly around February, March, you'll see that as well too. There's a lot. There's definitely a lot that will be to come. So I don't want to stay too long on the stream. I really do appreciate you guys for just being here, and Merry Christmas to you and your family. A Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys later.